Saturday Social is powered by FIFA 22 with PlayStation.
Only one place to start this week. Newcastle United. The headlines about Newcastle have been never-ending. The links with players, you must have spoken about them every single morning.
Literally every morning, every afternoon, they're linked with another 5 players by the time we go back on air. We're doing research, we're trying to find out who it is. And I guess for Newcastle fans, it must be very, very exciting.
Yeah, absolutely. Like, to have this much money to spend is exciting, isn't it? And they've already got one signing over the line, Kieran Trippier, the first of the new owner era. But, I mean, we've asked James to come up with something different here, haven't we? We've put a little spin on it.
We have indeed. James, you're putting your name, your reputation on the line right now.
Your YouTube status.
Yeah, we've asked you to give us 5 signings to the table, all right, to bring into this Newcastle team, ensure survival this season and go on for future seasons as well. We can see that the whiteboard is out. There's already 6 players on there from the current Newcastle squad. So you're keeping those ones in here. Let's start with the goalie then, all right? Up top, in the sticks, why have you kept him in?
I just think Dubravka's done well over the years. I'm happy for him to stay there. I think there's only so many signings I could make. You guys gave me about 100 mil.
Gave you a limit of 5, about 100 mil.
You gave me 100 mil, 5 transfers. So I think that's a place where they've actually been quite secure over the last few years. So I didn't think that was a problem area, really.
And we let you keep the new boy, Kieran Trippier, in there, all right?
Appreciate
So
that.
let's have a look at that back line then, just there. Kieran Trippier, we've got to start with him. Great signing. Newcastle fans have been very, very excited. So we've let you keep him in there. But before we talk about him on the pitch, let's talk about his signing. And
what is he doing here?
The unveiling.
What is he doing here?
The photo shoot right now. Now, he's not pointing to the club badge.
How'd you miss it?
He's not pointing to the
It's
sponsors
amazing,
on
isn't
the
it?
arm. He's pointing to his armpit. How do you miss that, Specs?
I like that. That means he's going to bar someone. That's what that means. Yeah? He's going to be physical.
Yeah.
I like that.
Yeah, he's getting his protest in there.
Exactly.
That's it, shoulder to shoulder. Shoulder to shoulder.
That's a Specs move, that. I can imagine a Specs unveiling bin like that, just pointing
That's
up.
a Joe Tomlinson move. I've seen you play.
So let's talk about the move then now, bring it back to the pitch. James, what do you make of this one? Good signing for Newcastle?
Amazing signing. I think it's a cracking signing for them. You know what you're going to get with him. A great professional. I think he's at that stage where he's a good leader for the team as well. It's a team that struggled to kind of get up the pitch and get the ball into the box. He can provide that. Very, very tidy, but also like great delivery as well. You know he can score free kicks. We remember the semi-final in the World Cup, of course. And really, you know, this is a signing that just does not happen before the takeover. So it's a bit of a statement, but it's sensible as well. I think it's really smart. And like with some of the signings that I've put together, I think there's a few questions when you're signing players. It's like, can this guy stay for a good few years? Can he grow with the team? Or if he can't, can we make this a short-term thing? And so I think he's a great first signing.
Specs, looking at Kieran Trippier, looking at the player that he is, do you think that is the type of player that will keep Newcastle in the Premier League this season?
Definitely. I mean, not with a few more players, yes. But he's a La Liga winner, you know. So he's coming with a lot of experience, and that's what you need when you want to stay up. So for me, it's a key signing. It's a statement.
What do you make of his signing from his perspective? Because, like, I look at it and he's moving from a Champions League round of 16 side. They're going to face Man United, who are competing for the top 4 in Spain. Why has he dropped out of that position down to a relegation dogfight? Is it down to money? Is it down to him saying that he wants a new challenge? What do you think it's honestly down to?
I think he wants to come home. At the end of the day, this is the best league in the world. Listen, even if I'm playing for the best team in another country, coming to Newcastle right now with all this money, it's exciting. Because Trippier knows he's going to be playing with stars soon. I
think that's a great point, because the thing is as well, like, are they going to win the Champions League, Atletico Madrid? I don't think so. So if he comes here, stays for 3 years, is a bit of a hero, and they win 1 FA Cup, you're a hero. So it's worth it.
But is he swapping Champions League for Championship next season? That could be a worry there, James.
Well, I went really early and I was like, I cannot see this team staying up. But I also thought some of the other teams would have more points than they do right now. So I think they've, believe it or not, especially with the players that we're looking at here, they have got a chance. I mean, the Championship's a great division.
It's a really good division.
But I think it's going to be interesting, depending on who they bring in. The thing is that it does look like they are going to be able to bring players in. I did wonder if they'd be sort of held to ransom a little bit. But
All right, let's go to the first player you're bringing in then. The first suggestion at centre-back. Should we start there?
You want to go big? You want to go big early?
Kieran
Okay.
Trippier. I want you to go big early.
Okay, let's go big early.
100 million to spend, and
Right.
I've seen the first name, and it's absolutely ridiculous.
Yeah, okay. Well, I was going to kind of lead up to this one at the end and then explain it, but we can explain it afterwards.
Let's explain
that's
it off the bat.
When I was thinking this, I was thinking, are there any rules? I kept saying to myself, are there any rules? And then I found out Specs was on the show, and I found out there are no rules.
Never
Exactly.
rules, never.
So you'll have to wait, guys, before you turn off this video or off the channel. But I'm going big early. I'm going to the list.
can't
Now
believe
wait.
it.
Hear me out. Yes, it's punchy. Yes, it's a little bit naughty. But if you're going to, like I'm saying, with certain players you're going to buy, either you're going to have them on a short-term deal and you want to get a bit of an impact and just stay up this season. You're not going to do anything else apart from that. Or you want someone to build a team around. This is a lot of my budget, but
All of your budget.
so hang on. So this is like, let's say 70 million for him. It's quite a lot. But or maybe you can get 65. If I was reading a report, they were saying that Juventus, if they sell him kind of nowish, they can, and for that kind of amount of money, they actually make 30 million on him. So although they spent 85 million initially, you know, as time goes on, he's been there a couple of years. He's not a regular starter there. This is your Vincent Kompany. Oh, that was a good line, wasn't it? That was a good line.
Big, right, he's going big right there. I have to talk about the balance of the centre-back partnership, though, Specs. I mean, do you think that works, those two there at the back?
What, two leaders? I think that's all right.
For me, it doesn't work. I think when you're bringing players in, especially to stay up, you want players with the Premier League experience. You know, I mean, if it was my choice, David Wheater will be there right now.
Fair.
David Wheater.
But instead, I'm going to bring
you
someone.
would rather Tarkowski, for instance,
Yeah,
than a
or
Delete?
Rob Holding, because Rob Holding
Hang on.
was tutored by David Wheater.
Hang on.
Okay,
What are
I
we
mean,
saying?
so Rob Holding-
On a basic level, are we saying Rob Holding or Tarkowski are better than De Ligt?
Yes.
No, we're
yes.
not, Specs. You're chatting.
For survival mode, yes.
All right.
If he come in May, it's a different story. But we're talking about January.
I do understand that because we've seen teams over the years who have had a big cash injection. They've brought in some marquee signings, some huge statement signings, but they've also brought in some experienced players. My knowledge of Manchester City, I'm always going to bring them up. Jolie and Lescott, Gareth Barry, James Milner. These are players that are coming in with a wealth of Premier League experience. Specs, do you think it's important that Newcastle, they bring in De Ligt for 70 million, yes, but also they bring in some signings that have got that experience?
Experience is everything. You want to stay up.
I've got
You want
experience, guys.
you
I've
want
got
to stay up. This, like, no offense to it, great player, but I mean, I haven't seen this the Ligt Ajax.
Yeah, at Juve.
Do you know at Juve? You know, I haven't seen that yet.
Maybe
So-
he's wearing the wrong black and white shirt.
Oh, maybe. He could
James
swap
is
it.
Maybe he's Grimsby Town. I don't know.
Right then, so you talk about experience. Let's move on to the next position then.
Yeah.
That left-back spot is open. Who are you going for?
This is what I mean. You know, take my picks as a whole.
Okay.
As a five. Don't judge me just yet. So we're spending the rest of our budget, to a point, on Luca Dean. Now, Luca Dean he's just fallen out with the manager. Apart from that, he's a good left-back. And again, look at that back four now. You want a bit of experience? There you go. And then you've got De Ligt as well, who has incredible potential and will get that. And also, we know he's a captain. So when it comes to a relegation battle, he'll be there to head the ball out, but he's also got a bit of quality as well. But Luca Dean, you've got two fantastic crosses there that could really help with the attacking options that you've got there. I think in terms of someone who's available, 25 million maybe, Benitez doesn't want him anymore.
Does he want
I think it's
Newcastle?
smart.
Which I think is a big question because we've seen
Why would he not?
Fabrizio Romano
Why would he not?
We've seen Fabrizio Romano tweeting all week. He won't go there. He won't go there.
Well, here's the confirmation. Alan St. Maximin, if you're watching, this is the confirmation from James right now. He was searching for that this morning on Twitter. He wanted some confirmation if he's going to Newcastle. You're saying
It's
the right signing.
done. Here we go. He's there. He
But
is.
he might. I think Digne will have options higher up the league that want him
Do you?
potentially. Yeah.
But-
I mean, we've
but this
we've
is the
spoken
thing,
about him going
we're
to
talking
Chelsea.
We're talking about Newcastle in several different lights here. One, it's a relegation threatened team. But two, it then becomes a sort of mid-table, top 8 team, and then you move on from there. Again, I think he's another one that can sort of go with you. You know, for the next, these could be your two fullbacks for the next 3-4 years.
Now, Specs, these are great signings, don't get me wrong, but are they realistic? Are these the people that Newcastle, the board, the manager, the players, the fans, are these the type of players they should be trying to go on for?
Well, I mean, yes, but not at left back. You've got left backs already. You've got Paul Dummett, you've got Manquillo that can play there. And of course, you've got my guy, Jamal Lewis. He hasn't been there long. Give him time.
But I get that. I actually quite like
This is my friend,
Yeah.
you know.
I know,
This is my
I know
friend.
that, and I'm aware of that, so I want to tread carefully. I guess the thing is that, I mean, and they haven't really given that much of an opportunity, but it's now. It's stay up now. Get out of this hole now. That's the thing with this. And if you can spend that money and get some fantastic loan signings.
Let's go to the next one then. Let's go to a loan signing in your midfield to partner what appears to be John Joe Shelvey, maintaining his place to a lack of Joe Linton, which is a disgrace.
Due to the other quality that I'm about to bring in. So, first of all, come on, Genie. Come home, son. Yeah, you go, can I have a quick word, Genie? Look, mate, it's not working at PSG. Come here on loan.
You used to play there?
Become a hero again. We're not saying you've got to stay here forever. We're saying come here and get us out of this problem. Be a leader for the team. Box to box at times. He can get forward. He can work hard for the team. He can progress the ball for Newcastle, which is a massive, massive problem for them. You're not spending it might be somebody you want to buy in the summer if it's all worked out great.
Knows the club as well.
Knows the club, of course, as well. And I think he's got unfinished business there as well. So if he goes and does that and they don't want to go with him, they want to go with younger players and be a bit smarter with what they're doing, you throw him back.
He's such a low-risk signing, someone to bring in Specs. It's almost win-win for Newcastle. Experience, someone that can come in, do a job until the end of the season.
I just can't see Wijnaldum coming back like that. You know, gone Liverpool, been successful, gone PSG, linked to Barcelona, but now going to come Newcastle. Why are you going to come back?
Can't not get him many minutes, 800 minutes across
So
the
why
league season
fight
so
relegation
far.
battle again? Why did he come to fight? Because he's done it before. He fought when he was at Newcastle.
But do you not think the fan pull at Newcastle, which we know is huge, that stadium is monumental and they love players like Gini Wijnaldum up there. If he came back, he could be a bit of a hero to the club, keep him up, and then maybe things don't work out at PSG, he kind of joins on a permanent?
For Newcastle, I mean, I understand. Like, it's a great thing.
Yeah.
But for him, I just can't... I don't know if he wants that move.
The project. Think of the project, Specs, no?
I think it's about, for a few of these, it's about motivation with a lot of it. Because, like I say, this is just 6 months. It really, if they finish 17th, 16th, 15th, it matters. It doesn't matter at all.
Yeah.
So
Especially
get
for the
someone in and go, come here, repair the sort of wounds of leaving Newcastle in the first place, leave on a high in the summer if you want to do that. He, of everyone, he would be so good for Newcastle with their midfield. He'd be fantastic for them. And this is a bit of a no-rules kind of set of transfers. But if you can get a loan, I think the loan market is something to utilise because it gives you don't, look at Man United. Like, you look at the players that they're on 4-year contracts. You don't want to do that. You want to get people that you can have in who are motivated now, who can deal with the pressure, have got the confidence, and then you can let them go if it doesn't work.
El Nenny's motivated.
Oh, is that a suggestion then?
El Nenny won't stop running as well.
But the El Nenny thing is, like, you've got Joe Linton, you've got Willock, you've got Isaac Hayden who can be that kind of player for me.
So who are you bringing in next then to strengthen that midfield?
I'm going to bring in Aaron Ramsey for quite similar reasons. They need creativity. They need creativity. Look, the wages are another problem. Again, it's very similar. All of these three, these are all loan signings for me. They're all ones that you might not want to work, that you might not want down the road. But again, when it comes to a relegation scrap, you've got to be careful with these younger players because there will be pressure, because it will be the cup final for a lot of other teams because it's Newcastle. And that changes the way that oppositions play against you. So you need someone who goes, yeah, give me the ball, I'll work us up the pitch. And also, if you want to play a 5, he can be a part of that as well, or a bit of a shadow striker.
I mean,
God, I'm good.
Looking at that, look at the knowledge right there from James. Alternatives, though, this looks like a great midfield, but you've got Donnie Vanderbik, you've got Jesse Lingard. These are the names that are being thrown.
Not sure about the balance either.
Yeah, the balance is very attacking. It's
Speculate to accumulate sometimes. You can always do that as well.
I mean, he is a box-to-box midfielder right now. Specs, any alternatives that you'd been looking at? Donnie Vanderbik is screaming for game time. He needs a move.
Yeah, there's Vanderbik, there's Jesse Lingard. But there's one player that no one's talking about that I see him training and no one's ringing his phone. His name's Jack Wilshere. I mean, if we're talking about bringing
You've got to get to the end of the sentence without laughing.
Bring it back. Throw Jack Wilshere in there.
We've got Aaron Ramsey, who is having no game time at Juventus.
Right,
I think would struggle to hit the ground running. You're suggesting Wilshere, who I think doesn't even get in the training.
Are you forgetting about Eddie Howe and Jack Wilshere's relationship?
Yeah, at Bournemouth.
That could work.
But Jack was playing playing football then. Now he's just training.
He's
lifting weights.
He's ready. He's fixed himself up.
Yeah. The Specs Gonzalez seal of approval right there for Jack Wilshere.
All right, should we move on to the forward position then? Because Calum Wilson would be up there, but he's injured.
Yes.
Let's clarify that.
Yes, and yeah, this is the thing as well. Like you have your starting 11, but you need options if people get injured, like Calum Wilson. So I think you do need another striker there. This is why Ramsey works quite well as well, right? We're going for Aubameyang. Wow. Similar reasons,
Aubameyang
right?
in a relegation battle.
So again, and this you do not buy him. You loan him.
No, you buy him.
No, you loan him.
You take him.
I haven't got the budget.
6 years.
So you go to him. You're annoyed, aren't you? Yeah, you're annoyed. Come here, prove them wrong.
And they can probably afford to pay his wage on loan, which I think a lot of clubs across Europe having to stump up, what's he on, 300 grand a week, aren't going to be able to do 6 months.
And I think, you need him motivated. I think that's a bit of a concern with him, it feels like. And utilise that anger that he's got. He's been completely frozen out. Get him in for 6 months and go, come on, prove a point here. Ramsey will be able to find him. You've got great crosses coming in. He can make this run across here and create some space for Alisson. It's all there for you.
I mean, look, he's got the tactics board out and everything. Specs, do you think that Aubameyang, it works at Newcastle? Could that happen?
It works in Newcastle, but it only works at Newcastle if you put him on the left. Ooh. And you put St. Maximin on the right and you put Calum Wilson up front. As an Arsenal fan...
I like that.
Yeah.
Can we?
Yeah, we can do that.
Could we?
Because he can't lead the line. Yeah, let's don't forget Joe Willock. I mean, he can come on. But, yeah, that's what we do.
Poor old Ryan Fraser, yeah.
That's apologies. Yeah.
And
it improves the bench. The only thing I would say about Aubameyang, James, is that he's currently at AFCON. I think he's just got COVID as well recently over the last 24 hours, so he's going to miss the next month. Then Wilson will be coming back. Would you rather spend your budget in other areas?
Possibly, but I love Calum Wilson, and his end product for Newcastle has been amazing. Yeah. But he gets injured.
He does.
You have to have another striker because he will get injured again.
We've talked about all the experience. Let's talk about some younger players. An alternative here, another Arsenal player, Eddie Nketiah, possibly Specs. England under-21s record goal scorer. He got that hat-trick. We've seen glimpses of him this season. Does he need first-team football again?
He does need first-team football, but just at Newcastle, because Newcastle need it now. Because if he goes to Newcastle, he has to do it now. Yeah. I think that's too much pressure on someone like Eddie Nketiah. So... if you're going to get a young player in, it has to be someone that can handle pressure. He's shown that he's handled pressure before.
That's why you need some of these older boys as well. Like, you need to be able to deal with that pressure. Like, I remember, like with QPR, and we did it, but we gave them all 4-year contracts, and then next year it was a mess. But people like Djibril Cissé scored some really important goals for us coming in on loan. So
what do we make of the balance of that team then? Overall,
that was a leading question, wasn't it, Joe? Well, let me ask you, Joe. What do you think?
I'm very unconvinced about the midfield balance. I think there's a serious lack of defensive nous in there. Well, I think Gini Wijnaldum, especially at the Euros in particular for the Dutch, did all of his best work in and around the edge of the box. I think Ramsey does his best work.
What about Liverpool? What did he do at Liverpool?
Yeah, but slightly more. But even then he had Fabinho shielding and things like that behind. If we're putting John Joe Shelvey in the Fabinho category, I'm unconvinced. Let's put it that way.
All right.
Wow. Okay. Bit more balanced.
I still don't. I think they need a defensive midfielder. I think they need a defensive midfielder badly in this squad. And I don't think Longstaff's an out-and-out defensive midfielder either. I think they need somebody to really shield that back line.
The big question everyone wants to know, Specs, is this side good enough to stay in the Premier League? He's thinking about it.
James is nervous.
Because if training starts at 11 and he wakes up 5 p.m, he can bring everyone's morale down. So, it has to be. It has to be. It should be enough to finish 17th.
Yeah.